The matrimonial property during divorce. Hi everyone, I am Aisha Kareem, your family law specialist. Let's get into it. So one of the most contentious parts of a divorce, aside from the children, are the matrimonial assets. And in most cases, when parties have been married for a particular period of time, the biggest dispute regarding the assets is normally the matrimonial home. Now, regardless of whose name the matrimonial property, whose name it's on, the property itself, even if you're married with an antenuptial contract without an accrual, the property could be open to redistribution. So essentially, when we're dealing with the divorce, there's going to be the aspect of the divorce itself. But if there is a property, we need to deal with the transfer of that property at the point of divorce. So within your settlement agreement, if it is a settlement agreement, you will need to deal with this property. Who is going to take ownership of this property? Many times we choose and the one party says, I'll buy you out. There's also agreements where the one party says you can actually have it. You can have the matrimonial home. There's also situations where the parties agree to transfer this asset to a trust and the children will remain the beneficiaries of this trust. In any one of those circumstances, there will be a transfer that needs to happen. So obviously my offices, as you guys know, we have a conveyancing department and it is specifically to assist clients to ensure that that process happens in the most smoothest, easiest way possible, because as you know, divorces in and of themselves can be so acrimonious. We want to try to make the transfer process as easy and painless as possible. But this is something that you need to keep in mind if you are going through a divorce, and even if it is an unopposed divorce, right, which are usually the nicest ones because it means that everybody agrees to what's going to happen. Even in an unopposed divorce, there is still going to be a transfer of the property. Even if you guys were married in community of property, we then need to transfer your 1/2 share to the other party if that's the agreement. Of course, you can also choose to sell the matrimonial home entirely and then split the proceeds between the two of you 50-50. The point that I'm trying to make is that when there is a property involved in a divorce, a transfer of that property has to take place as well as the divorce. The divorce in and of itself is not going to transfer that property. There needs to actually be a transfer of that property.